Danny, you said yesterday that you felt your team needed to increase the level of toughness because that's what it would take to beat this USC team. What can you say about the toughness in this win?
Yeah, I just think, John, this time of year, well, number one, it helps that we've won 8 straight, the last 5 last year to end the season, the first 3 this year. And we have a number of players back returning from a group that, has gotten used to winning again recently. But, we're a serious work in progress offensively. Seeing a zone of that length today caused us a lot of problems. I thought we had a pretty good offensive rhythm in the first half. When they zoned us with that length, we had trouble, offensively against the zone. But, listen, success for us this time of year until we're more comfortable offensively. You've got to win with your defense. You got to win with your toughness and your grit and your togetherness. And to go plus 11 on the backboard versus a team with that type of size across the board just showed how tough we were today.
Wayne, you're unmuted. Go ahead.
Wayne, what are you doing?
Talk about the contribution of Isaiah Whaley at both ends of the court. He did a tremendous job on Evan Mobley.
Isaiah. Hey, listen, Isaiah is, such an underrated player. I'm not sure that I've coached, many guys with as much a will, a competitiveness. The guy just has an incredibly strong will. What he does defensively, the energy that he plays with. It was a difference. It was a difference for our team. It's been a difference. Really going back into last year. He's a heck of a forward, that guy.
Jeff, you're unmuted. Go ahead.
Hi, Dan. Jeff Jacobs. I was wondering if you could talk some about what you saw from Josh Carlton tonight and how he responded from the extremely limited playing time he had in the first 2 games.
Yeah, so Jeff, it was basically, the blue team is our starters. The gray team, is basically players 7 through 13 that are trying to get on the blue team. And since the debacle, the last 23 minutes against Sacred Heart, against Hartford, the last 3 practices, we've literally flipped every player, has gone back and forth like some type of a fire drill from blue to gray, literally after one defensive lapse or one play that wasn't all about toughness. So, coming out of that Hartford game, we sent the message to Josh. We knew we were playing USC. We knew we were playing high majors, and that obviously with a freshman there, there's going to be opportunities because Adama is going to be a great player, but he's going to have a lot of nights like that. So, we got Josh ready to go. Josh kept himself ready. He kept a great attitude, and he knew he was going to get a chance to play today, and he took advantage of it.
Patrick, you're unmuted. Go ahead.
Dan, given how unusual this preseason was, how important, especially for your newcomers and especially for your freshmen, is this tournament and getting to see what this type of competition, this type of game is like?
Yeah, I mean, listen, that stoppage hurt. That stoppage, the 12 days, it had an effect on our team toughness. It's had effect on it's going to affect your offensive execution. It affects your role identification and your rotations. That hurt. So this was critical for us, though. To get a quality non-conference win on a neutral site, versus a team that's seems to be a top 50, Ken Palm or a team that projects to be, potential NCAA team is a really good win for us. And the way we did it, I thought was important. I thought it was I thought that game reminded me of the way we lost to Xavier or Indiana last year in the non-conference. And again, we've won 8 in a row. So, when you start winning a lot, you start finding different ways to win.
And what do you hope the freshmen come out of these 2 games understanding?
Well, Adama, that was he was overwhelmed there. It was a fairly complicated, game plan against those front court guys with a lot of the trapping that went on. He didn't really understand. He hasn't had enough time to understand the rotations and what we were trying to do versus the Mobleys and Goodwin, who's really good. So this was a great learning experience for him. I think he's going to have a huge year. He's going to have some monster games. And Dre, Dre, again, the 2 weeks that we lost hurt both those guys. Dre got some minutes. He'll have some things that he's got to take a look at. He'll be a huge factor for us once we just get some more time on the court with him.
Thank you.
Dave, you're unmuted. Go ahead.
Dave, what are you doing? Dave, I could read.
Dave, are you there?
I could read your question.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead and ask your question.
I didn't know I mute myself. Listen to Guns N' Roses up here. 15 offensive rebounds, Dan, and for the team. And Josh had quite a few. You've had some good individual efforts off the offensive glass. What does it take for a player to be strong off the offensive glass? Overall.
Effort. Obviously effort, motivation. Obviously a nose for it, a feel for it, being able to trace it. But, really, I just thought that Josh played with the type of desperation that an older player, that older players just play with when they're seniors. He looked like a senior that understands how important every possession is, how important every game is. Again, we don't have a guy in the program that's ever played in the NCAA tournament. And we talked about that going into this game. If you want to be playing in March, you've got to win games like this.
Hi, Dan. I was kind of just going to follow. This is Charlotte. Was just going to follow up on that. Josh didn't have his first foul until about 15 minutes of his playing time. What that kind of says about the progress he's making, and as he's a senior now.
Yeah, I mean, he got himself in great shape. He's got a tremendous freshman in Sonogo that's like breathing down his neck and trying to get, obviously, trying to win that job at starting center. He's got Javonte Brown-Ferguson in the front court. He's got Richie Springs in the front court. He's got a Cook returning. He's got a lot of competition around him. And instead of caving in and turtling up, I'm not sure if you understand an analogy, but he's come back. He's fighting back, and just so proud of him. That speaks a lot about his character. And we don't win that game today without Josh.